Hey peoples, Karina here, coming to you with this video. As you see, the title is below. We're just gonna go ahead and, yeah, I got my incense in the corner, but this one I believe is Darshan as well, but it's lavender. Need a little something to calm that ass down. Anyway, I just like the smell, so I just put that one over here. So let's just go ahead and get off into this video, shall we? Already made sure I closed the window, and the cat is outside, okay? He's not gonna come in here and interrupt me tonight. Not right now anyways. So yeah, anywho, let's just go ahead and get off into this video. And I think I wanna call this Married Man Edition, because a lot of y'all, I say it like that because there's a lot of y'all that's married and in the ministry and faking the funk. Look, you forget, I've told y'all, and specific ones watching, that I've been in that sect before. I know how ministry works, and the reason I would not be ordained by anyone is because the way I broke down the Bible and the way I understood things on a soul level would totally disrupt the order of manipulation that they're doing, because this is why I do YouTube, okay? And this is not gonna be a Bible thing or whatever. We're not even gonna make it about that, but I'm just saying that in church, when you go through certain things as a married couple, whether you hide it or don't, there is always one seer. There is always one in your arena that can see exactly beyond what you're trying to portray. Okay? And to people that, you know, these women, there's some women in church too. They do this. They literally will, they're not going to church to praise God. I'm going to be honest. 90% of the women in church that are not married or looking for marriage, they're going there to get a word. They want a word. They want a word. They want a word. When is my husband coming? When is my husband coming? When is my husband coming? These are the things that they ask. Now, I'm speaking this to preface this whole video of curses versus attacks. Follow me. I'm very unorthodox. If you want to call me your ghetto reverend, you know I'm real life scenarios. However, the channel name may get changed or added to later on as I see fit. Because as I'm evolving, other things are evolving too. I've already given my time to certain things that I needed to give it to. And right now, this is time for me to speak with you guys on this subject. You have some women who go in there and pretend that I just want a friend, I just want this and that. And then you open up and you give these women these key pinpoints about yourself. The things that make them, the things that make you you, and the areas of your life that you're vulnerable in. And if they got you and they get hooked into one of those vulnerable situations, you're pretty much fucked. Okay? The difference between a curse operating in your life versus an attack is this. No matter how subtle the attack, if someone is gathering up information to use it to their advantage to make you do what they want, that's attack in the slightest form, okay? Because it is not for your betterment. It is for theirs. Anything that is not for the betterment of the both of you guys is an attack, even if it's on a minute level, okay? So you do the thing. You get in a false marriage with someone, and I say false, but you got all these people involved in your shit, and you never told people to mind their own business, do shit in their life to make themselves better, and find out why they've been single for 10 to 20 years or however long they've been single, and fix themselves instead of meddling in the lives of loved ones. Because let me break this down to you. A curse, that's how some curses come about. When you do something against your will because you were mildly attacked. A mild attack doesn't have to come at you full force like boom. If it's something that comes to you and it makes you second guess against your best ability when you know what God put in your spirit, and a person is trying to make you conform to their ways instead of having you to be a free thinker. Because trust it, anything I say in any of my videos, you have a right to receive or deny. That is your right. But I advise you to go and do research. Find out about these soul connections. See, curses don't always come in forms of ugly things. A lot of times a curse will come in the form of you being married to someone because it looks good on paper, everybody adoring, and I noticed a lot of this in church. A lot of people are together in the church, but they always go into the pastor for marital problems. When real love from God is present there in your life, that love is going to overshadow everything else, and your problems will be so small that you won't need to get a third party involved in your shit. You will love each other so much that you are able to come together and solve that problem. You know what I mean? When you have a woman that you're married to and she's been weaved into your life by Satan, to the point that, and we discussed this 5 years ago, bro, because I know you're watching me now. I know you're watching me now. You know who you are. I would never put your name on blast. Not ever. But I'm just trying to put you up on game so you can know what to do, how you can handle your life from this point. You go ahead and you continue your ministry, your youth ministry. You do that. Because you're not qualified to speak on love at its finest in a marriage. Because you have a substitute, a spiritual substitute. You do not have that which you wanted. You let somebody else speak for you. And instead of going, see, the thing with me is I refuse to let a curse stick to me. Whenever people are trying to get me to do something against what I feel is right and true in my soul, I will fucking detach. And that's how you keep curses from sticking to you. Now, you stick it out for the kids. You stick it out for whatever it is that you said that you was going to stick it out for. And know that if you are a woman watching this video and you know that you trapped a man into something because you played on his weakness, knowing that he came from a fatherless home, and you already know that he's not going to leave you because y'all have kids together, and you knows that he doesn't love you. See, here's the thing. Let me put you up on game, woman or women. On some level, energetically, you know that the love this man seeks and why he's coming off as needy and feeling like he's having a midlife crisis, to me, I feel like there's no such thing as a midlife crisis, only real life scenarios pushed up under the rug because you chose to deal with it. And a lot of people want to cover it up and call it a midlife crisis. No, it's not. That's called when you push so much of the truth underneath things and pose it as a lie to make other people happy. This is what comes about that what makes mental breakdowns, everything like that. Trust me, I done went through that shit after everything. And the 3D, honey, if you think you won something, any woman that thinks they won something by trapping a man with kids because you know that he values family because he never had one or because his father wasn't there, just know, sweetie, wherever his soul is, on an energetic level, wherever his soul is in the 5D, whoever he's with in the higher realms, that's connected to his higher self. Your 3D illusion means nothing. Yes, you have kids together. Yes, you're doing ministry. But when you do something with seeds of delusion mixed in there, don't be surprised that when you plant those good seeds mixed with the delusional seeds, you might get an offspring of something you don't want, meaning that you putting this out there and these people growing, and you're going to see these people grow, and then they're going to be like, but I have an issue, and it's going to be on a spiritual level. So the 3D things does not mean that you won. To be fair, I was in a fight that I didn't even know that I was in before I even discovered or knew, before the original had to tell me what he saw in me, because your twin always mirrors you. And that's how it goes with even with the walk-in. The walk-in is going to have a lot of similarities. But how do I want to look at this? I had this other pack of cards I wanted to show. Put it like this. Say you have the real Moonology Tarot deck, right? Which I have coming. I ordered this other deck. This is not the real deck. The cards, granted, look the same. The cards look about the same. But when I get the other deck, I'm going to show you the difference. The cards look the same, right? Just like shit in a 3D. We're going to call the real shit, the real cards, we're going to call those the 5D thing. Matter of fact, the fact that they're not here right now speaks volumes. You can't see it, but that's the real deal. And if all you're accustomed to is the third-party copy, meaning from the original, they sold it to somebody else. But you know what a third party is. Third-party buyers and stuff like that. If you plan parties or whatever you do, you know about that. But I'm just using an example. You may have something, it looks like the real deal, but it doesn't feel like the real deal. It doesn't hold weight like the real deal, you know. So 3D illusions are just that. And you do know that what you have created for yourself right now is not going to last. So what I feel like is a lot of people are wondering, and a lot of people are, that thinking all kinds of things and saying, well, why is it that men cheat? And I have a simple explanation for that. Because they don't feel whole no matter what you do. It's not that men cheat because they want to. Like he said, when he told it to me, he said, I tried so hard after you and I part to find what I had in you with everybody else. So he turned into, and I'm going to go ahead and say it because he said it in his podcast, a sex addict. And this is the reason why. He told me later this is why he turned that way, because he could not ever find anybody else that filled his soul like I did. And because he knows he doesn't want to lose his family for anything, that's the only reason he may not be cheating on you in the 3D. But whatever he's connected to in the 5D is always going to be his. You can't pray that away. You can't do whatever like that. So the best thing that I say that I could do is just accept the walk-in divine masculine as a gift from the universe via my true original twins' prayers. By accepting the gift that he sent to me and like that, I'm still honoring him and doing my journey, whether the walk-in wants to step the fuck up or not. Just because two people are not present in the same arena does not mean that they don't have the same agenda. Always know that. And right now, I'm going to say it like this. The way Christians call the rapture, it is not like that. You don't die to receive judgment. Judgment is simply this. You wake up to see what's going on around you, and it's getting your karma while you're alive, waking up every day, feeling the depression and everything like that when you do whatever you do, feeling the guilt. And this is why you always have to constantly look at him or see what he needs fixed in him, because you already know that energetically, on an energetic level, that man still wants what was put there before the foundation of the earth. So at this point, you can keep the 3D, because I don't do 3D shows with nothing like that. I am not going to be nobody's stepmom, okay? And I know that sounds harsh. I ain't trying to do the stepmom thing. If you came into this thing with no kids with me and you leave out and you come in with kids, I may love you, but I ain't gotta fuck with you. See you next lifetime, okay? But say the walk-in don't step up. Because right now, I'm like this. I'm feeling like I'm stepping back for a second to watch and see what's going to happen. Because, see, the thing is, it's more dangerous for a walk-in to not accept his place where God put him to fulfill the duties to carry stuff out. And I'm going to explain to you why it's more dangerous for them than it is for the true twin. Because true twin is like the number one. That's the ace. It's like a teacher in school. When the teacher is out sick, you get a what? School doesn't close down. Say it with me. You get a substitute teacher. The walk-in is the substitute, because the original can't be there due to 3D responsibilities that he created. And the only reason that God is allowing you to do it is because you made it about the kids and not about the 3D illusion of a wife. Okay? Same with me. My walk-in, I need to stop calling him that. It's like a runner-up thing. But look, in my defense and in his defense, nobody knew that he was a motherfucking walk-in until I got to searching out my whole goddamn life, putting everything together. Because the thing is, whether he stays, goes, whether I stay or whether I go, I have comfort in knowing that what I won't allow and what I will allow. And what I won't allow is to be treated as if I'm not special, or that my God-given gifts and talents are not special. If I got to be the only motherfucker to say I am special to me, and if another motherfucker can't match my energy, you don't need to be in my space. If you can't match this energy, then we don't need to be in the same space. That's the real meaning of self-love. And you could still be doing things energetically with or without your twin there, because if their love for you is pushing you forward. It's true. Because nobody's real twin can, things may happen in 3D, but your real twin can never fucking leave you energetically. It doesn't matter. They can go out here and have 20 baby mamas with 30 kids throughout the duration of this whole life. They can do that. But nothing severs a God bond, okay? So the comfort in knowing that is like, okay, I won't be responsible for nobody else's mistakes. I'm only responsible for how I react to certain things. So with karmic situations and folks trying to do magic on a divine masculine or whatever, whether they do it with a candle, ritual, words, pulling other people in to manipulate them to do their will, all of that, you got to answer for that. So you got the spoils of what you wanted, but your soul ain't happy. So that, dear friends, is living in a curse. A curse does not mean always that you don't have money. A curse does not always mean that you don't have family. Anything that I consider a curse, or anybody else should consider a curse, but I don't know your life, what I consider as a curse is anything in your life that prevents you from sleeping at night because you knew that you went too far out, that not even God could bring you back. Because we do have free will, and there's some things you can do God can't do nothing about. You can just be like, I'll wait till next lifetime, hit the reset button and do over. Although I did not want to come back to this motherfucker to do this shit again. But if I do, I want it to be my very last time reincarnating back up in this bitch. And the funny thing is, I already know how many decades I got until it happens. And I'm okay with that. I get to live to be an old woman. And I'm satisfied with that. I know, and I had this dream a little bit after meeting this person. I know about how long and what all I have to do. So I know how old I'm going to get to be before I leave. It's crazy. But I do get to live a pretty good, full life. Yeah. And I know I look like a youngster, but I'm 39 now, so, you know, it is what it is. But the comfort's in knowing, man. That's where I get my peace, in knowing. With the divine masculine, to walk in, whomever. Everything you see is an illusion. But what you feel is reality. If the reality is you wake up and you go downstairs and you fix you a glass of juice in the middle of the night and you look over at your spouse in disgust because this is not the person that you want to be with. So every day you have to convince the person or yourself, I love, praise, praise, praise. Then you're not doing it out of being legit. You're doing it because you're trying to convince yourself. But whatever helps you sleep at night, because I briefly know about some of that pain where I was in a marriage that was fucking loveless, and I got so fucked off about it. It was like, you know what, there is not a jury in this world or anybody in this world that can convince me otherwise to stay in something that is loveless. It makes it harder when there's kids, but I advise any divine masculine watching this, if you have small kids, don't, look, you're going to have a conversation with the love of your life at some point. You know, let them know, look, I got to be here for these children. Do not leave your children. And you are hearing this from a divine feminine. do not leave your children to go into no marriage. If those kids are not adults to where you can walk the fuck out of that shit, my nigga, don't fucking leave your kids. At least you have a chance to break one curse of fatherless homes. And that's what it's really about. That selfless love, okay? When you can be selfless and say, I know I want this person to be in my life, but because he has kids, I want him to break that cycle of children growing up in a home without fathers. You let him stay there and break those generational curses. And then when those kids are grown and out of the house, should you decide, if you decide that you're even going to speak, let that be on you. And that's just my viewpoint on it. Some people feel like, fuck it, just break up the house, take the kids while they're too small to understand and introduce them to some new woman or some new man. Don't be selfish. Be selfless. Okay? Second video is done. Third video is coming in a few minutes because I'm going to take me like a little intermission. I need to make a couple phone calls or whatnot like that, and I will be back for the third video of the night. Talk to y'all in a few minutes. Bye.